Good morning once more. My name is Ismail Mengistu Pinto. I'm living in Germany for 14 years and working at the moment with the Mercedes-Benz in Spandau. And I have a few questions that affects me also directly and other Kenyans. My first question is, I was here yesterday and today morning I had a phone call with over 6 persons, and most of them had a misunderstanding why you are here, and most of them are saying that you signed that some of them to be deported home. Now I'm here to ask you to address them and tell them that your intention here was positive and not to take anybody home so that they don't have the misconcept. And number two goes to the diasporas here. We tend to be sending a lot of money at home, and I think I send at least 2,000 every month, at 1,500 something. There's a time we fly home and we are told that the things or the goods, the gadgets we carry for our families cannot be allowed to give our families in there. And most of us were frustrated at the airport, and some of our belongings were left in the airport and we never had them. I think it affects our livelihood in one way or the other. My last question, I'm a businessman also in Kenya, and it wasn't easy to do business in Kenya because there are some parts of the government that comes to the shops and collects some money and find different problems which are not worth being the workers to be taken for to the cell. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just do this so that maybe by answering some of his questions, I could answer some of the others. But let me just answer him, and then I take the next question. The negotiation of this agreement is a negotiation between the government of Germany and the government of Kenya. It is an agreement that is open. You can read the agreement. You don't have to wait for anybody to tell you this agreement is about sending anybody to Kenya. Just read the agreement. You are lucky you understand German. It is both in German and in English. You know, so you just need to know to read the agreement because it provides for us. Because today I was meeting the recruiting agencies in the morning. They've been having very serious problems of accessing this market because we didn't have an agreement. Today we are using the agreement to make it easy. First, to make sure that we have mutual recognition of skills. Second, we have elimination of unnecessary barriers for those people who have an opportunity to work here. Three, it creates a seamless connection between the opportunities in Germany, that are many, and the millions of young people in Kenya that are looking for those opportunities. This agreement facilitates those who are looking for opportunities. And nobody will be forced to come to Germany. It is a volunteer. When you're looking for a job, you look for a job in a place where you are comfortable to work. The rules are there, the regulations are there, and much more importantly, there are citizens who come from Kenya, work for the companies here, and sometimes they are abused. And they are mishandled. The agreement gives us now the opportunity to make sure that we can protect the rights of Kenyans working in Germany. Making sure that they are paid in accordance with the law. We don't want Kenyans to be underpaid merely because they are of the color of their skin. They are also treated as they should, as we treat citizens of other countries. Of course, on the German side, they've also said, once somebody completes his tour, he has worked here, and in fact, before even I go there, it also gives us an opportunity to have visas for people who want to train in Germany, which has always been a problem. And secondly, it also gives us an opportunity to, even when you have trained, it now gives you an opportunity for you to have industrial attachment, visa for you to stay here to do industrial attachment. I hope Rosalind, that's correct, yeah? To make sure that you have an opportunity for industrial attachment. And then it also gives you an opportunity, once you have a company that now wants to hire you, it also makes sure that you have the legal framework for you to work here with proper documentation. So that is the reason why we signed this agreement. And it is because we have millions of citizens in Kenya that can benefit from hundreds of thousands of job opportunities in Germany. It is also what we are doing with other countries. We are currently negotiating with the US. We are negotiating with Austria. We are negotiating with another 19 countries on how the single most important asset we have, our human capital, we can use it to drive our economy. As you've heard and you've said yourself, our diaspora, Kenyans working abroad, like you, Bwana Ismail, you are contributing to the economy of our country. We have $4 billion of remittance from diaspora workers like yourselves, and it is making a difference in Kenya. It is my intention to take that to $10 billion, hopefully in the next 5 years. Yes, it is possible. It's doable. So that we can use it to drive our economy. You have said that there was, just hold on. You've said that there was a problem at the airport on gadgets and stuff like that. I think there was a problem. It was flagged out, and that problem was dealt with. So that we have a look at. We also need to be careful. If you're taking stuff to your family, it has to be clearly to your family. But you can't have 20 iPhones. I mean, honestly, because no. But you see, we really must, as Kenyans, we must also be responsible. Let's be honest. We must also be responsible. I know there are cases where sometimes it is stretched to absurd, a realm of the absurd. And if you want to do business, it's good to do business. And it's good to say, okay, I'm doing this business. Then you also keep to the rules of doing business. If other people are paying duties for them to sell phones, we shouldn't have another category of people who are not paying duties and therefore take advantage of the others. So I think that is an area we need. But for clarity, if matters are for family use or your own use, there shouldn't be a problem, and we've given firm instructions in that direction. And then finally, you asked me about the last question.
My last question was, I own a wine and spirit shop.
Yes.
And every week there's either a police or a county council or somebody from the government
Correct.
coming to arrest the ladies that works in the shop in the name
of this license or that license.
Yeah,
Yep.
But the license is there.
So I get what you're saying. So we have been working with the counties. Finally, we now have a working, devolved system of government. And we are encouraging county governments to look at businesses as the engines of growth in their areas, and that they shouldn't be harassing business people. We are also working with counties as a national government to assist them to harmonize the licensing regime. Some of the counties are now looking at how can they have one business permit so that you don't have to be licensed by 10 people. You don't need NEMA, and then you have this Poisons Board, and then you have the other one. And progressively, we also want to leverage on technology. That you see, it is easier if things are done using technology, so that somebody doesn't have to come to your shop. They just need to go and find out, this is business X, Y, and Z. Do they have the requisite permits? Are they compliant? And that should stop there. But it is work in progress.
Okay.
Let me take a lady now. Yes, madam?
Here.
Oh, yeah, there's already one with a mic.
Yes, Your Excellency, it's a pleasure and an honor to have this opportunity. My name is Natalie Schrugel. I work for a management consultancy. Natalie, yes. Natalie, yes. I work in the management consultancy sector, sitting at the intersection of digitization and systems leadership. So, and we serve the public and the private sector to close the digital divide. So, as we get ready, okay. So we're working to systems leadership, digitization to close the digital divide. So as we get ready to convene at the UNGA 79 in New York, under the Mantle Summit of the Future, how can we as the diaspora play a role, and what role can we play towards helping Kenya position itself in these goals? Because if we tie the knot around the agreement that we signed yesterday, it's a big will that we've really moved for our country. So how do we put these two moving parts together to be able to, holistically just move that needle forward? And what is the role? And I'm just going to be very careful not to speak of any diaspora, because I only know the German system. So how can we, the Germans specifically, be a part in the future declarations that we're going to make in New York? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Technology is going to play a very big part of what the future looks like. It is the reason why, as a country, we are what is being described now as the Silicon Savannah. And it's the reason why I went to San Francisco last year, to try and create a connection between the Silicon Valley technology network and what we have in Kansas City. It is the reason why I have appointed Mr. Thigo, my special envoy on technology, because technology is going to influence many things in the future. It is the reason why we are digitizing government services. We had 350 government services digitized in 2022. We now have 20,000 digitized. And it is my intention that by the end of this year, every government service must be on the digital platform. So that it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are within country or even outside country, you can engage with government, and you can get access to government services. And therefore, I agree with you that as we have the Summit of the Future, in which I will be speaking, by the way, and in fact, they already asked for my views in a video which we recorded and sent. It will be a very important intersection between where we are coming from and what the future looks like. And it is the reason why we are going to Parliament, because there is now going to be another divide, the digital divide. We were left behind before. This time round, on technology, we do not want to be left behind. And it is the reason why we are discussing with Parliament how we are going to create the legal environment and the legal infrastructure to support our growth of this sector. Luckily for us, Kenya is a very tech-savvy country. And as I talk to you, our plan is to have a digital hub in every ward in Kenya. That is why we are rolling out fiber optic using Kenya Power, so that every place when Kenya Power is delivering electricity on the same backbone, they will be delivering internet. And that contract has already been signed. It is actually works in progress. So we are thinking ahead of where we need to be. And I will be happy to share with you my thoughts and what I intend to say at the Summit of the Future in New York next week.
Thank you. Good people, I'll seek your magnanimity because we need to move His Excellency to the next appointment. We have taken questions from this side. I will come this side. We started with a gentleman and lady. We'll start with the lady here and get a gentleman. Be brief.
Thank you so much. My name is Angela Kerubo. I'm a lawyer. I came to Germany about 10 years ago. I'm excited about the labor mobility agreement because it creates opportunities for other people. I speak this because as someone who came from a legal profession, a lot is said that you cannot work as a lawyer in Germany because of the different areas of law. So anyway, what I would like to ask and challenge you, Mr. President, is by signing this agreement, I would be very offended if the people who are brought on board, and with no offense about Germans, they are our husbands, they are our children, but we want Kenyans who are in this country to be also involved or to play a part, because there are Kenyans here, there are teachers, we have teachers, we have Kenyans who are nurses. We see a lot of nurses coming into this country. These are the people who will provide the expertise, because there is also the cultural aspect. We understand the cultural issues, because we have a lot of Kenyans who come to this country, end up being depressed, and mostly men suffer mentally coming to this country because they don't understand the culture of this country. So it would be very important for diasporans who are here to help on board or to play a part in this labor agreement. The second part is we also have Kenyans here. I will take this opportunity to mention, for example, I've seen him, I wanted to mention him, Mr. Mutunge has a very good program, and this program is he's training aircraft engineers in Kenya. And to train these aircraft engineers in Kenya, he needs things like aircraft. And he has received from organizations like Lufthansa have donated to him an aircraft. But it is a very complicated process to import this, or you can't take it as a Kenyan or as an individual. The government needs to support such activities so that we can develop, because it does not only create opportunities for Kenyans who would then train and come and get jobs here, but it also creates opportunities for Kenyans who are in Kenya. Instead of learning theoretically, you go to a college in Kenya, you learn about maintaining an aircraft, but you have never seen that aircraft. You've never been near an aircraft. So thank you very much, and those are the challenges that I would like to put on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me answer her, just because it's very important what she said. First, as a lawyer, please help read between the lines. That can also be your contribution. Look at the agreement. If there are any areas that you think we need to nuance it to make it better, work with the embassy here, and Madam Roslyn here will provide the leadership so that we can continuously improve on the agreement so that it serves us better. Number two, you have said that Kenyans who are living here should be in the equation. And I couldn't agree more. And thank you very much for offering to support your colleagues who are coming. It would be immensely useful if you can provide orientation for the people coming here because of difference in culture, because of some shocks that may arise And the ambassador should be able to provide that mechanism for Kenyans who are already here to support your countrymen and women who are arriving, and we should find a mechanism for that to happen. And then on the third issue on Mr. Mutunge and some of the... this morning I had a very interesting conversation, by the way. There are people, Wanja here, was telling us this morning that she needs left-hand drive vehicles because the driving is on the other side. But you said it was on the wrong side. It is not the wrong side. It is the right side by us, and it is, so it depends on where you're standing from. So anyway, so we need that, some of the equipment to facilitate the training, to make sure that our labor is fit for, working in Germany. It was also said that we need some tools, again this morning. We were told that, for example, the training we have for our technical staff, plumbers and everybody, there are some tools that are different. For the British system that we have is different with the German system. So again, we will look at, these are now things that are coming out because we are having this conversation. We will then need to improve on some of those things, including what my good friend here, Mutunga, is saying, that maybe there will be need for opportunities for us to facilitate some of the training tools, whether it be aircraft, whether it be tools, whether it is cars, so that we can facilitate this export of labor to be seamless, as Kenyans will have the requisite skills. They don't have to come here and train again. So I think that's a very positive contribution, and therefore both Rosalie and the ambassador here, we need to capture some of those things so that we can now, because we now have a joint, what is that,